All right. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you both, Andrea and Carol. Thank you for being here. So, for the public, this is, I will say, what we're going to do. We will start with interaction with me and Carol and Andrea with any questions about me as a divine channel and comments if you've had a personal session, if you would like to share any comment about that. And then I will connect in to Divine Source after that and do a brief meditation that I will channel Divine Source. And then after that, I will do channel topics for the public requested by Andrea and Carol. All right, so we can go ahead and start with, do either of you have any questions for me, Joy, not me channeling, about me channeling the divine, or any comments about a session that you've had?
I can make a comment about a session. So the second session I've had with you was actually on my birthday. So I decided I was like thinking about oh, what do I want for my birthday? And I decided, oh, like this would be really fun. And it was like a really fun treat. So maybe like if anyone's thinking it's fun to do and you can have time like asking whatever questions you want and healing. So I highly recommend. I just wanted to share that it was like a fun birthday treat that I did for myself.
It's kind of like going and getting a massage, it's like personal care.
Yeah, so, yeah. It's like, that's a great idea. I'm sure I was doing
nice. Are there any questions that either of you have about me channeling, how it works, or anything you think the public might have a question about?
I guess I'm curious. I don't have a lot of exposure to channeling or any of this segment of spirituality. I've been reading Abraham Hicks and some of those channeling, and I've just started watching her YouTube videos. So that's all of that's the whole extent of my understanding. And so I thought this would be interesting to have an interactive experience as opposed to the one-way, YouTube videos or books or things like that. So so to be able to ask for clarification maybe, or just to have that back and forth instead of it just being a one-way conversation. So I'm excited to see
that. So Abraham Hicks is what I started, what helped me through my spiritual awakening. I was in a very low place. I was going through a divorce and I was just feeling so low. And what I've learned since then is those low times, that's how you break out, basically, and wake up. And so that's how it happened for me. And I was listening to Abraham Hicks on YouTube for hours every day. I was so engrossed in it. I just couldn't get enough. I learned how to meditate during that same time. So I will tell you, there's a big difference, though, between what Esther Hicks does as a channel, who channels Source, but they go by Abraham. So she goes in a trance state. So she'll go up on the stage and be like, hi, bye. And she's not like, she doesn't remember anything. Me, I chose not to develop my skills in that way. I did not want to go in a trance state. And that's where I am right now after only doing this for a couple of years. It may evolve into something else, but for right now, that's my comfort level. So what I do is I go into an elevated state. So the only way I can explain it is I connect in and I go back and I'm like a sign language interpreter translating the speaker. The speaker is divine source. And what I'm translating is the vibrations that I'm receiving. So, and I learned through meditation. First of all, I think that's key. That's number one. And just learning really how to connect into your soul. And then your higher self is like right there. And it's just, you're like floating and it's beautiful. And then aspects of divine source were coming in, which are my deceased loved ones. So it can be confusing because people might think, well, if you work with deceased loved ones, you're a medium, but I'm not. I'm not a medium and I'm not a psychic. So I am strictly a divine channel. So I translate the vibration. It's usually in words. Sometimes they'll send me a thought and I describe it, but it's usually word for word is how I translate it. And I have a lot of resources, all free resources on my website, highvibeswithjoy.com. So, and I'll share something about my channeling. I always use this clear quartz crystal. And I just, like you're driving, I just hang on to it. I don't have to have it, but it serves as like a bridge. Archangel Michael I'm very connected to Archangel Michael, and I can just describe it as like a bridge. It's just super easy. I have never sit down and I'm like, I can't connect in. Never. Like it's always very easy for me. So it's a lot easier for me than meditating, actually. Sometimes with meditation, I'm like, oh, my mind is all over and it's hard to shut it off sometimes. With this, I connect in and boom. So, but I always have the discipline every day to meditate because I know that's the foundation. So, does that help?
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Then I will go ahead and connect in and we'll do a little meditation. And the topic that the divine gave me this morning in my session is allowing fears to subside. Subside is not a word that I would use, but that's what I got. It just means to lower them. So I'll go ahead and connect in. I would love to connect in to divine source energy for my highest good and Andrea's and Carol's highest good and the highest good of everyone watching this video at all times. We would like to urge each of the viewers to drop down into their heart center. There is a disconnect here from the mind. If it helps, you can set your hands upon your heart. Take some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, I'm seeing this semicircle and someone is plucking a bunch of things out of it. Understand that fears are from your ego mind. Allow yourself this vision here. And you are plucking out any fears. And you are setting them to the side. Now it is nice and smooth. I feel safe. I am allowing myself to feel safe in my energy. When fears arise, I can imagine myself plucking them out and setting them to the side. I am safe. I understand that everything that occurs is for my highest and best good. I am evolving. I am rising up over contrast. I am allowing myself to trust. I trust myself. I am creating from the new, and I know that this can feel fearful. I'm holding space for myself on the sidelines where my fears have been placed. I am no longer letting them mesh in with my energy, but I am honoring my feelings when I feel fearful. The same way I would honor myself as a child who is feeling fearful. My feelings are to be honored. I am holding space for my feelings. As I am holding space for these feelings of fear, they are being transmuted. They are coming back to me in the form of lessons. There's no time I'm putting on this occurrence. I am allowing this to occur in divine timing. I know to sit here in my heart center to remind myself that I am connected in here to my soul. And from here, I can show my brain we are safe. We can trust who we are and where we are headed. I'm setting no conditions on me feeling safe. I am allowing myself to feel safe unconditionally. I am safe because I am. Okay, make sure you are checking back in here with your heart center. Feel the feelings of being here, connected into your soul. You are evolving through this practice. Okay. How did that feel?
That was really good. Just
Good.
what I needed.
Good.
Yeah, peaceful.
Good. So, what I recommend when you are meditating on your own, whether you're listening to a meditation or and this is me, this is not me channeling, whether you're just connected in and taking some breaths, is to have a journal next to you. And Andrea can speak on this, but I learned to channel through auto writing. And so, what I recommend is anything that comes to you after a meditation is just jot it down. And it can be how you feel, it can be a message you received. Just write down anything that comes to you, and pretty soon you'll start receiving messages. And just write it down. It might just be one word, it might be you feel inclined to draw something or to just write how you're feeling, and it evolves and grows. And what you're doing is you're establishing this relationship here with your soul, which leads you into aspects of the divine, which is your higher self, your angels, your deceased loved ones, and any other spiritual guides that are helping you. So, do you want to speak on that at all, Andrea? How that's helped you?
Yeah, that's how I started as well. And I was actually quite surprised at how fast you pick up on it and it comes easy. Like in the beginning, you might, at least for me, I had to kind of watch for thinking too much or at all, really, and just write. But pretty quickly after I started, which I did every day in the morning, I would meditate and then auto right after, I would develop, like it would come very easy. So I
Nice.
recommend it to a lot of people as well because it's just good to spend that time.
Mhm. And I will share that I'll share my experience with meditation. There are some meditations I have where I'm in deep, I am astral traveling, I am flying, I'm receiving downloads, I'm releasing all kinds of stuff. And then there's other days where I'm like, this is dumb. I cannot connect in. I'm just not in the right vibration. And sometimes I have to just get up and then come back later. So do not think that something's wrong with you if you can't connect, because you're going to have your bad days. You can be on a vacation, or you can be just something's off and maybe you didn't sleep well the night. Doesn't matter. I mean, we're human. So be gentle with yourself. If you feel, don't be like, oh, I can't do this. I can't get out of my head. Just practice. Just like a baby practices, falls down trying to walk, and then they practice some more, and it comes natural for them to keep practicing. So just keep practicing, just like a baby learning to walk. Sound good? Have you tried meditating, Carol?
I do okay with guided meditations because then my
Okay.
brain has something to hold
Yes.
on to. But just sitting still, I think it's called monkey mind. Mine's
Yeah.
like a team of orangutans in there, just having a party. So I really struggle with that.
So what I recommend is, if you can imagine stairs going from your head to your heart, and imagine yourself walking down the stairs and your mind is off. And so you're here and you're just allowing yourself to float right here in your heart center. And that's when you're connected into your soul. And the breathing really helps, in through the nose, out through the mouth. It changes I don't know, something in your spinal cord. I really don't know, but it does. I've read it through Joe Dispenza. I didn't retain it. I'm not a science medical person. I just know by the way it feels. So, and it just takes practice. So just want to encourage you.
We'll try that.
So, yeah. All right. So, and I'll explain in a session, a personal session. I don't talk like this at all during a session. So, I channel, check in, but it's part of the channeling. So I can, once I connect in, joy is off, and I'm just a translator. And then at the end, I disconnect, and then I say, "How do you feel?" Kind of like I did just now. But for the full half hour or full hour, it's channeling the whole way, and it's that person receiving healing or asking questions, and so it's not me, joy, part of it at all. So, okay. So I am connected, so I can hook back into channeling. What are some requests that each of you have? We'll start with one of you. Carol, do you have a request that you want me to channel for the public?
I do. I've been struggling a little bit with the burden of suffering around me, if that makes sense. And so, on a global scale, obviously, a lot of what we're seeing in the news and the suffering, the horrific suffering and the war that's happening in the Middle East, but in many places, and Ukrainians are suffering, right? And Syrians are suffering. And so that's just very magnified to me right now. But then also here at home. So, anywhere you go, there are people on fentanyl, there are people overdosing, there are people that are unhoused and they're dying and they're suffering. And so it becomes overwhelming. And so how to maintain, and I'm someone who wants to do something about it. And I cannot feed and house every person that I see every day that needs it, right? I just can't. So I can do what I can, but I really am struggling with carrying that and not crying at every red light where someone's standing there with a cardboard sign and seeing them as my son or as myself, and really feeling like this connection to them as a human who's suffering and in need. So I don't know if you have something for that.
Okay. Let's speak upon erasing the vibration of the collective. What do we want to encourage all who are watching this recorded channeling at all times is to connect here into one's own soul, your own soul. Everything begins within. Each is experiencing contrast. So these are a series of hardships and life lessons that every human will experience. And you might look at yourself and say, well, why is my life carefree and easy when others are struggling with addictions, with hunger, homelessness, war-torn hardships? We want to enlighten you here on evolvement. as each is preparing in the spiritual to reemerge back into the physical, they are planning their soul's mission. They are setting contrast on their own lifeline that they will rise up from as part of their soul's mission. This is evolving. It is not just hardships that one sets upon their own path, their destiny, their lifeline. It is also joy, wonderment, pleasure, fulfillments, bliss, love. Okay. We want you to understand here that each is creating their own reality. There is not a God sitting on a throne in the sky pointing, you shall starve, you shall feel pain, you shall not be able to walk, you shall lose your parents at a young age, you shall be sexually assaulted. That is not the case. It is not that some are blessed and others are not. Each is fulfilling their own soul's mission, rising up over contrast as part of their own evolving. Okay, they're showing somebody worrying. So they're sitting worrying. We want you to understand how strong your energy is. So when you are worrying about an individual, you are passing on a low vibratory stance, a low vibration to that individual, unbeknownst to you. It is not intentional. So what we would encourage you to do is to drop down here into your heart center, connect into your soul, and show yourself you are safe. And then pull this energy outside of you. And practice here. They're showing if you have pets, family members you live with. So practice here with your hands even with this energy. And what you are doing is you are broadcasting this. So you see it is connected to you, and it is, you are helping to pull it out from you. When one has outstretched arms and palms, this is helpful. It helps one feel like they are managing or directing the energy. It is not for you to feed everyone, clothe everyone, but you can help to raise the vibration of the collective. Okay, it looks like when you go outside at night and you look up at the stars, and you see the expansive sky, this is another way to do it. It is not pulling you down by broadcasting this energy. Remember, it all begins within. Okay, they're handing this to you, Carol. Are there any aspects here of this that you want further explanation on, or did that bring anything up for you that you want expanded?
I think I have to digest it a little bit, but that was very helpful. I do find myself outside of myself very much in these situations, and so yeah, returning to center. Yeah,
Mhm.
thank you.
Okay, they're showing that you are an empathetic being. Do you agree with that?
Very.
Okay.
Not by choice.
We want you to know this is a very special gift that has been bestowed upon you. Never feel low about this. But what we want you to do is to guard your heart here and protect your energy. We are sharing this with you personally because there are many who can also relate to this in the public. This will benefit many. Everything begins within. We want to reiterate here that the energy that you are broadcasting here through your hands, you cannot broadcast what you do not have within here. You see? So if you are feeling fear and worry, well, that is what you are broadcasting. Stick to the premise here that everything is occurring for your highest and best good. And then take this outside of you and trust that everything is occurring for the highest and best good of the collective. This will not be widely accepted. This is the exception. And most will need to practice their vibration to be able to feel into this concept. If this is confusing for you, set it to the side and hold space for your confusion. And allow your main focus here to be on how safe you are. And then you are able to broadcast safety out. Okay, they're pulling this back up. If you are sitting here in confusion and allowing this to permeate your vibratory stance, well, that is what you are broadcasting out. And that is what you are resonating with. You see, the universe is reflecting back upon you like a mirror how you feel about you. Okay, so they're saying there's a lot of nuggets here to chew on. And so you might watch this recording later, and then it can bring up more questions. And so you can book a personal session or join us again on a Wednesday and ask for the public. How does that sound?
Good, thank you.
You're welcome. They're giving you a lot of energy right now. And your angels are around you, especially your fatherly angel. And he's helping you to feel strong in your vibration right now. And love for self in an unconditional way. So please take these nuggets with you and keep them close to your heart. Call upon your fatherly angel and thank him for his support. Okay. All right. How about you, Andrea?
That was really beautiful.
Good.
And also, too, to mention, Carol, there was a similar question last week. So you might want to watch the video too.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I posted it on Facebook on my High Vibes with Joy. I think I posted it on my personal page as well. But I'm going to start adding these to a page on my website. So they'll all be there in one spot. So people can see, what is it like to have a session? So there'll be another resource so you can look back on those. Okay, Andrea.
So my question was, like, how to go about healing a relationship that you, like with a family member or a friend, so someone in your life now, um, where you've experienced contrast or difficulties with that person in the past, and now you're wanting to kind of like start over and rebuild like a healthier and high vibrational way of relating with them. I don't know if the divine has advice on that.
Okay, you're being held in a lot of love right now as to help steady your vibration as you are receiving right now. This is occurring for all who are open to receiving this help in your vibration. Let's speak upon equal energetic exchanges here. So it is important to rest in your heart center for the majority of the day. Here you are connected into your soul. When you are up here in your ego mind, you can be swimming in fear and doubt and confusion. So here, from your heart center connected into your soul, you are showing your brain, your mind, we are safe. We are operating in ease. We are operating in unconditional love. We hold value in an unconditional way for us. You're teaming up here, soul and mind. Okay. Now they're showing you having a conversation with another. So remember, your energy is here in your soul, and you are not meshing energies with another. So the goal here is an equal or even energetic exchange. So there are two people and they are coming in the center. One is not pouring into another or being poured into. One is not receiving value from another by their approval of you. So when you are having an energetic exchange with somebody and the energy is right here in the middle of the two of you, and you do not feel valued, you do not feel safe, you do not feel loved in this energy, what we are advising you to do is to retract your energy. You can physically pull yourself back if that helps, or you can set a hand up. You can gauge this on how you are feeling. If it is a slight feeling of offness that you feel, you can retract your energy and withdraw your participation in the conversation. There's no need to prove your point. Okay. If it is escalating, then it is an unsafe place for you to be in your energy. You can put your hand up and say, I would love to speak to you about this, but I will not tolerate the tone, the disrespect that is occurring at this time. I value you as part of my life, but I want this to be a healthy exchange. Now, of course, you can reword this in similar verbiage that fits your personality style, but we are giving you the gist here. Okay, they're handing this to you, Andrea. How does that feel?
Feels good. I think I just have to practice. I think I'm also quite sensitive and I get overwhelmed. Sometimes even when we're not having a conversation, but in the same room. So
Okay, they're saying obligatory. Is there an obligatory situation here?
sometimes I do feel obligated. Yeah, I would say.
Okay. Well, there are certain persons that we would recommend, and we will not share personally here with Andrea, but for the public eye, we will share with Joy that there are certain about Joy that there are certain persons that we have told her to cut the ties. Okay. And there are persons that she has cut the ties with in the past that have tried to scooch back in, and she has let the boundary remain here. But Joy is practicing her vibration about this with friends and family members and business relationships. We share this to give you an example and to not go into your energy, your personal energy here, Andrea, in front of the public. And Joy does not mind that we are using her as an example here, for we are not sharing sacred details. Okay. Okay, so they're showing like at a family get together, it's like a dance. So a dance with the energy here. And it is okay to refrain from words and show a different side of yourself as you are growing in your character. You do not need to remain the person that everyone views you as when you were younger. You are evolving. You are demanding with your energy an equal energetic exchange with others, whether they are enlightened, in touch with their soul, or not. One thing we want to share with the public here is that each treats others how he or she feels about him or herself. So try not to take things personally. just know that this is a battle within that each is having. And this is contrast that each is rising up over as part of their soul development. Okay, how was that?
Good, makes sense.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Carol, did you need any clarification about Andrea's question at all?
No, but that was helpful for me as well. And I'm sure for many others. We all have those people in our lives, I think.
Very good. Okay. Okay, so we feel very pleased. We feel content in the delivering of these messages for the public this evening. And we want to give special thanks to our Joy for translating our vibration into words for the public arena, and for Andrea and Carol. Your participation is helping in the raising of your vibration, each of you, as well as helping the collective in raising their vibration as they participate in listening or viewing upon this recording. Okay, they're speaking to both of you. You are welcome to join every week that Joy performs a channeling for the public. You are always welcome in this space. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you both.
Ditto. Thank you.
Yeah. And for the public, if anyone wants a personal session, you can book on highvibeswithjoy.com. And there's tons of free resources on my website too to check out. So, and then RSVP for Wednesdays on the page Contact Joy. That's where you can RSVP. So thank you both. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And maybe I'll see you on another Wednesday.
Yes, hope so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.